Hello, everybody, and welcome to Week 6 of the NECC Rocket League Edition. Alongside Hypheria, my name is Bearlight, and we're excited to put the first two teams on the pitch here for you at the NECC Network. Hypheria, how you doing today, sir? Birthday coming up.
Birthday coming up. So it's currently 1 hour away, and then after I will be casting later tonight as well. Then it will be my actual birthday. So let's hope this will be my first present. Some absolutely amazing matchups, and first up on the cards will be JWU versus Mountain Union.
That's right, in the Emergence Yellow division, which of course is, some of this gameplay where these players are looking to develop their skills and really get to that next level because talent that you see in CRL, but also the cool thing about NECC is you get all sorts of levels of play and you get to see that growth along with it. And we'll get to see some of that growth here as we look at the lineups here briefly before we send the teams on the pitch. JWU Yellow lined up with Ants, Stoops, and Purcell's, and Mount Union JV made up of Iggy, Game King, and MNub. Your expectations in this one just purely off of the records that you see in front of you, sir?
Well, if you just purely look at the records, you see JWU rocking a 3-2 record, and on the other side, it is an 0-5, so they will surely be struggling here. But let's just see what happens on the pitch, because the records, they're only on a piece of paper, and paper easily degrades, but this is looking very strong for the side of JWU, already moving down the other end, not quite getting into the back of the net, and Iggy very much will attempt it as well, but Stoops clears it away.
Union already on their heels a little bit there, but they do get out of harm's way as they will move it out of the zone. And now looking to turn on is Purcell's. Still trying to get a touch, not quite able to connect. But you see MDub will be able to get past one, but Stoops in good rotation there and will be in the way. But it doesn't matter because MDub right back on this. And you can see this Mount Union side start to develop some plays.
They're starting to get some momentum going down their end. Anti. Trying to get it to the back of the net as well, or at least to the backboard for starters. Purcell's can't quite get it around the side of it. Iggy stands strong in his position. Purcell's on the back end. Gets it on top of his car. This is an awkward one that goes right in front of the net. Oh my word,
no.
Absolute scuffle in front of the net, but they managed to clear it away.
Oh my, a little bit of a danger zone there, but they did handle it appropriately. They were patient. Some teams you'll see with a lack of confidence just put it in their own net, so at least they get away with that one, at least for the time being.
At least for the time being, but it's still scary on both sides. Purcell's to 50, Iggy all the way down the other end. The Stoops gets it into the corner. Right back to the center it goes. Game King pops that up. Anti pops it up even higher as MNub. Short, but Ant gets in the way.
Yeah, with a great save there to step up, and now JWU will look to move in transition. That is a big booming clear here for this level. The Ant to try to chase it from there. Does get a touch past one. This will be back down, but Game King does a great job to jump up and stop that one in its tracks. Stoops, a good touch as well. This one's a cross. Oh, it goes through the box and out. And we remain scoreless, but not from a lack of chances here.
Not for a lack of chances, and it's a shot, or at least an attempt to shot by Stoops. Goes to the backboard. Anti goes up early and has Purcell's all by himself in at the back end. Stoops tries to extend, misses the play. Iggy has a bit of over space to work with. Goes for a booming clear out and very much reads it. MNub takes it out to the side. Purcell's able to catch it, but Stoops doesn't want to have anything to do with it. We see booming clears back and forth. A bit of panic sitting through.
Yeah, they look to try to calm things down here. That's a decent shot, but goes just a little bit wide. And Iggy will jump on it next, but a bit of a miscommunication as they bump one another. It won't matter, as Iggy uses his speed now to get to the next level. Ant will look to press in for JWU. Will use the corner to do so. Tries to find Perils, who actually backed off it when the defense missed. Not what you can do. You expect the opponents to hit it, but this is a shot on, and Perils makes the initial save, gets it over to Ant. Right over the side wall and try to chase. It's Perils as well, but the 50 will hang at midfield, and we remain scoreless. It's been a very back and forth game where both teams are really looking to clean up and prove that they have the capability to stay in this one, especially, coming in as a 0-5 team here, Hypheria, from Mountain Union JV. They're looking to prove themselves because, well, it's been a little bit rough this season, but so far so good as they're able to hang with this JW side.
It's absolutely insane. And sometimes you look at a team record and you think, well, this is just going to be a very one-sided series here. Absolutely not. They've been able to keep a clean sheet and even very much bring the game towards JWU, who now try to set up another attack. They have been setting up the majority of the attacks, but also they have not been finding any success. As Adam takes around the side of one. That's a clear away. That is absolutely exquisite. Up the crossbar it goes. It's a clincher, but hey, it works.
It does. They were able to get out for the time being, and now a big clear out, though, from JWU as they'll look to turn. Imnub trying to buy some time for his team, and did buy enough time for Iggy to step over and make the save here, but Parasol will look to push back in. No teammate available, so it'll be Stoops next in rotation. We'll try to play the 50 out. It does sneak out to the middle of the field, but Game King recognized that nicely. And again, just good decision making both ways. The gameplay's really cleaned up from the first minute that we saw, and this is a grind of a game.
This is a grind, but it might be coming to a halt here. Stoops backflips it. Fins, nice commit there on the side of JW with 30 seconds left. They take the lead.
And JWU felt it coming the other way as they just continued to battle in there. Stoops with good recognition to hang in the play. You know, sometimes at this level, it's a habit to try to jump out for boost and get back in rotation quickly, because sometimes you can feel outpaced. Well, they did not take the bait on that one as they were able to just stay in there, and Stoops able to give JWU the first lead. And you got to imagine when goals are so hard to get in this series, well, it favors them, but they got to continue to kind of work, because you know that Mount Union is not going anywhere here.
Absolutely. They've got nothing to lose, so they might as well gun for it. It's not looking likely. They're on their own back end and breaking out. It will be very much halted by Stoops. He gets it into the corner. Out to the side it goes. It will pop up, not hitting the ground just yet. Throughout the entirety of the match, as well as it does touch the ground, Stoops was having ping issues, it seems like.
Yeah, it looked like he was struggling a little bit with that ping, and still hung in there and got the only goal of this game. So kind of fought through that a little bit. Looks like it's kind of calming down here between games, so that's good news. As every single player for JWU got a save in this one. Also outshot Mount Union by a pretty fair count here, as it was a 7-3 differential here, but only one on the scoreboard, Hyperia.
Only one on the scoreboard at Mount Union. They've got to try and rip their shots off a bit more frequently and move them to the opposing side a bit more fluently. As of right now, it's still quite choppy, and JW is very much able to intercept at the time where it comes to a tiny bit of a hole. For example, an infield pass that doesn't quite have enough power on it. That's an avenue that JW will grab and move it into the counterattack directly. So I'm wondering what they can do, and I would very much love to see a back and forth in this series.
Definitely. And I think aggression is the key, which obviously causes that kind of back and forth nature between the two teams. So I'd like to see a little bit more aggression from Mount Union, JV, as they look to, bounce back. They did a good job hanging out in the defense and, keeping it out of the goal for the most part. Obviously, besides that one goal that did sneak past him, but, I don't feel too bad about their chances here as they've been keeping it close, and they'll be on the attack first. Ant's able to queen it up for the time being, but Game King got to keep it directly in. But a good read here from Stoops, as his pings and his patience have looked to improve here.
Anti, all the way back in defense, 60 boost. Gets it past one and takes it to the skies onto the backward. 10 boost to try and redirect his car in a way to get the double tap. It does not matter, as the clear away does come through. Stoops now also wants that double tap, misses the ball together, and Personal's got stopped by Game King, dead in its tracks. Game King off the backboard, not quite connecting to that play. Emnub throws it out to the slide, pushes it away. Iggy just a tad bit slower than Stoops, who came in rapidly. Game King still in the clear away, but they're being put on the back full, ready on the side of Mount Union. Stoops, he might just convert here, will sail on in. Oh no, he will barely be up target, and it still won't be it.
Somehow gets away with that one. Game King has been impressive, besides that one miss that we saw on a read in the backside. But other than that, it's been holding on by a thread, yes, but that takes some mental fortitude, so you got to give props where props are due. Stoops back across, though. This is a chance in the middle. A shot just high. Oh, the Barrels will follow up, and finally they break through the defense here. It's been all JWU, but one goal to show for it here with 3:35 remaining.
That crossbar is getting bullied. Honestly, start a petition, because this is not fair. 90 seconds in, It's looking solid for JW, who are able to resume the control, not allowing a single shot from Mount Union thus far. But now it's time for Mount Union to punch back, get themselves back into the game, and clap themselves some goals into the net. As of right now, they're going to have to take the back foot yet again. Try and go on the counter-attack. Game King can't go out and get the touch, but Iggy very much will. Is that going to 50 on target? Some roller. Stoops controls.
Hey, Mount Union doing all the right things to, keep it close. And it's got to be frustrating, though, when you are at 0-5 and another one. Oh, the bounce barrels. Credited with that one. I guess that's just the way that luck goes here for Mount Union JV, as they'll be down 2-0 in this match number 2, or game number 2, rather.
132 kph. That's a boomer and a half all the way from the opposing side into the back of your own net. That's going to hurt. Not only because, obviously, it's a goal, but also it just feels like you're a bit more disconnected from this game than you were. But that, for surely, it connects it right back. Iggy convert.
That's a timely goal, Hyperia, because they seemed down a little bit, and the luck's not on your side, and Stoops did end up missing that one, but you took advantage of it, and I think that's a very important step in the right direction here, as Mount Union JV looking for a turnaround here. They'll cut the lead in half with 3:03 remaining on the clock here. If you're just joining us, it is a 1-0 lead here for JWU, as they have looked like a little bit of the stronger team when it comes to the offensive pressure. And maybe a return favor. Here it is. It's Purcell's credited with this one yet again. And that's his hat trick here with 2:51 remaining.
And Iggy wanted to challenge, wanted to go in, spotted Purcell just a bit too late. And at that point, you have to realize, I'm last man. I just have to go. Just jump in front of it. But unfortunately, it was too late. And that is Rocket League. It is insanely quick. You have to make decisions based on the split second, and sometimes you just make the wrong one. Let's see whether Iggy can set up a play. He has plenty of time to do so now, and it's a decent boomer to the backboard, but it gets stopped by Purcell.
Very back down the field. Again, hat-trick already in this one, not even halfway through, just now reaching that point. So definitely a productive one. One bounce that kind of favored him, but other than that, been doing all the right things. As Ant tries to play across. Really Imnub was able to jump on this one too. Quick pop into the zone with no real intended target on that pass, so it'll be Imnub. It's able to get out of harm's way for the time being. And a demo from Game King, who has been good on the defense. But unfortunately, his team down at 3-1 in this one. Purcell's left a present, a shot, and it's gonna hit the crossbar. Iggy was not able to touch it, so it was JW that had a chance to jump on it, but they're a little bit reserved, and I guess you can be when you're up 3-1.
It's just a smart play style to assume when you are up by 2, just take a tiny bit of a step back. You've been putting on relentless pressure. You just have to take a bit of a step back in order to really get a breather and prepare for the next game. You're already up by 2. You might as well make them work for it a bit, as Game King, he does clear it out to the side. Needs to get the follow-up as well. Gets around the side, and this will put back into the center. Game King has an opportunity, and of course, there are downsides to sitting back. They're not experiencing them as of yet.
Not quite. Purcell's looking to work on the counter-attack, but Iggy's going to cut that one off in its tracks. 50 will send it up ceiling. It'll be Purcell's, who will wait for this one very patiently. As again, time on their sides. Down to 109 remaining, and you blink here. And, you've been playing super well for Mount Union JV, but you're just 1 minute away from being on match points and not on the favorable end, let's say.
On the favorable end, then you have to reverse sweep, and always a reverse sweeping with a team that's had your number every single game up until that point. It's tough in that first game, especially. It's a mental game and just in general a skill game. You have to win in both departments, otherwise you're still going to be end up getting swept. We're not quite there just yet. 30 seconds are what remain in this matchup, and 30 seconds are what Mount Union have to try and come back.
Yeah, Mount Union looking a little bit like they'll have maybe 2 chances in a row here. If they don't get it, then they will be in that level of play and need that comeback, of course. But this is a young team here, Hyperia. I mean, we're talking about 2 freshmen and a sophomore, as that shot goes just high as well, so that'll do it for game number 2. But yeah, Mount Union JV, of course, there's a reason to JV. Purcell's able to put it away. Hold that thought. Let's watch the replay. As Stoops just put it downfield, Game King tried to clear it out. What a read there from Purcell. That's confidence right there.
Read and the angle as well to top it all off. Absolutely exquisite play. Doesn't matter, but those are one of them ones where it's like, oh yeah, hey, this looks very nice. I love seeing this. And that is, I feel like very much the case with Collegiate Rocket League, where they have the ability to do insane things like that, but not quite the consistency as of thus far. JWU, they've got enough consistency at least to grind out a Mount Union 2 games in a row, which will bring them to match point.
Yeah, and Personals has been impressive to me so far. The MVP in this one, there's no doubt about it, has had a hat trick, before and halftime, and able to put that last one and show the talent. But yeah, consistency is something that you work on at this point. And, before that last goal, I did mention, how young of a team Mount Union is. So their freshmen, they still have time to develop here. And maybe eventually make that top Mount Union team and really show what they're capable of. Because we saw flashes of brilliance not only on JWU, but I would argue Game King had some moments on the defensive side of the ball. I think MDub's been doing a pretty good job here to try to lead the way as well as he can, at least, as he is the only one that's not a freshman on the pitch right now for this team. As sophomore, you kind of have to step up as a leader. And down the road, maybe you can talk about him in his junior and senior year becoming that leader, becoming that source of energy that they might need to kind of break out of this slump that they've had this season.
Yeah, Rocket League is all a mental game when it comes down to moments like this. You need to have the confidence and say, look, we've become beaten twice in a row, but we're playing a decent game. Let's just bring the game towards the opponents and try our absolute hardest. That's all you can do. And Game King is going to be trying exactly that. A good start would surely be a goal, but I'm just going to catch that on the defensive end. MDub with a quick challenge as well. Stoops going to rotate far post. Spurzels catches it as he does it. And up arcing on into the center, but Stoops with a big boomer away. Purcell's there to try and get the follow-up, and emphasis on try.
Did his best to do that, but a shot there from Ants as he caught the defense by surprise. It'll be 1-0 JWU.
They're looking solid on the side of JWU once again, getting off to a phenomenal start, bringing them up 1-0. It's very early to call this over for Mount Union, way too early. But they're looking solid on the side of JWU.
Yeah, it's a hard, gap to try to cover mentally when you've been down all series and then you go down early in the match the game that could decide the match. So a look to bounce back here, but it is going to be tough. But this is a test yet again for Mount Union to see how they can handle it. And right now they will have another chance here in the offensive zone. That's until Stoops able to jump into the play and cause havoc, and now it's right back in front. Purcell's will wait on this one to come down, but a good job from Iggy to recover and get back there. Otherwise, this is a 2-0 game.
Stoops, that's still a good 50 to the center, and tries raiding it. Well, no emphasis on try this time. Reads it with perfection, gets a shot off. It will be cleared off the line and down the side. Tries to get a block. Stoops is up early, backs out early as well. Realizes that ain't the touch for him. Purcell's not back out there. That was going on target, or at least close to it. Don't want to take those chances. Game King gets it along the pitch. Stoops tries to swat it away. Just gets denied. Quick pace on it to send it into Ant. Ant will send it on target, but Iggy, good punch out.
Ant's been doing a good job to facilitate that. It's a shot on net and a goal. 2-0 for JWU as they look to close things out. As Stoops has had a multitude of goals in this series alongside Purcell's. They've been great, but also Ant has been putting on high-velocity shots and really making the defense panic. So although not on the scoreboard, I would argue that all three of the players for JWU have done a great job to really create these offensive chances.
Absolutely, and the scoreboard is only a measure of how much you actually hit the ball. When you get points such as this, Stoops gets points for clearing it out to the side, but if you clear that somewhere in the center, it doesn't count as a shot. You don't get as much points. So don't let points be influencing you back at home and think, oh, I'm getting carried. You could be doing massive work from the midfield, but Stoops, oh my word, that was a close one. Purcell's brings through with another shot, but the crossbar will be in the way.
Just in the way. A chance yet again for JWU, as if we haven't seen enough of those. But this is a good pass down, but nobody available here. As I would like to see, Mount Union step up and really anticipate their teammates' passes, be down the field, take a chance here. I know you want to play conservatively. This year hasn't quite gone the way that you wanted it to, but, sometimes stepping out of your comfort zone is really the way to grow. And like we've said, it's a young team, so you got to find every way you can to try to get that growth started in any way that you can.
It's rough going 0-6, which is looking likely for the side of Mount Union as another one gets converted by JWU. But those are 6 learning experience, basically. It's very cringy to say, a very short, but It is truth. If you are able to look at a loss and think, okay, what could we do better to improve and make sure that we are stronger next time, that's ultimately how you grow as a team.
Definitely. I agree with that 100%. And you know, Mount Union we've seen in the NECC and have been a squad that's really trying to build their program here. So they bring in coaching and really try to fine-tune these details. As you see, Stoops already up for this one. See, that's that confidence that I like to see. And one of the reasons why JWU has found so much success in this series. They like to jump out in front of the play and get downfield. And not only that, but they're ready for the next touch to happen. They seem like they're just a step ahead in every single instance.
Reversals, really a step ahead there. Quite literally, further on the backward, getting the block. Reversals. This time diving over the ball. Stoops up high. Reversals on the rotation back, so it will have to be a free net. He's not going to miss those, and that might just be the dagger.
Might. And you know what? I talked about Ant not being on the scoreboard. He took it personally. That's a hat trick for him now to end this off as well. So yeah, that'll just about do it here. 4-0 the score, and a minute 32 left. If you're Mount Union, you just want steps in the right direction, right? Maybe a couple of goals here to feel good about what you pieced together early. That'll be one. Imnub right on cue. Able to toss it in the back of the net. So I don't know if a comeback's imminent, but at the same time, I mean, maybe a step in the right direction here.
90 seconds, it's possible. I've seen it before, but indeed, it's surely not in the favor of Mount Union. It's going to be very tough at 3-goal differential. JWU takes it up to the sky, or Ant. Good aerial control as it gets put to the backward. Imnub, shot on target. Now Iggy on the clear away. Every single time, Mount Union, they now have to think about moving on to the attack.
Definitely, and they'll try to transition here with it. It's Imnub with a touch. Backtracking his Stoops for it. Does get a touch, but it's right back out the center. And Game King, unfortunately, went way wide with that pass, but, I mean, it was just trying to get a touch in the meantime. And sometimes, you know, to create chances, you want to beat the defense, but maybe a little bit of patience would have served, but no worries. Iggy able to make a save here on the goal line, but demoed off it, and Personals will get another one, and he has been absolutely a presence to be dealt with on the offensive side of the ball.
That was absolutely ridiculous. Personals basically an open net. Iggy getting bumped about, and then a demo falling in the net as well. You have to deal with two things at the same time: the emotional loss of your teammate right next to you, and then also clearing the ball away, having the mechanics for that. It's a tough one, really. Personals tries to clear it away. At this point, I don't think it really matters for Mountain Union. They have to try and regain for next week.
No doubt about it. Unfortunately, we'll drop 0-3 is Mount Union, as you know, they've had a couple of those throughout the year. Year one day, Army West Point, URG Red, LVC Whites. And it's just been something else for them trying to recover. But again, on the other side of the coin, we have JWU, and we've yet to talk about how effective they were. You know, just their anticipation. Their even seems like they were ready to defend on the offensive side of the ball in order to trap this team. It felt like Mount Union couldn't get anything going out of their zone, and you know, they will move to 4-2 on the season. JWU will, as they have been looking really strong here in this division, and they're going to be a tough one to, you know, try to deal with when we come playoff time, because their scoring, when it's clicking, it is at a whole different level.
Absolutely, and that's also with Stoops having a lot of internet issues, or at least seemingly having internet issues in the entirety of that first game, the closest one of this series, but it will now end in the JW sweep here. Mountain Union, they didn't have that much to say about it. JW really took control and absolutely gave no shot to MT Union.
Yeah, they just we're a little bit off today, and they'll look to bounce back, of course. Mount Union had some flashes of brilliance, but at the end of the day, JWU did get the best of them, especially with the 6-1 scoreline here to close things out. And I think that was more Mount Union taking those risks. Like I advised saw as a solution there. And sometimes when you take those risks, of course, the other side of the coin, you're going to get scored on. So 6-1, the final here for JWU. So they'll win the series. But Hyperia, the next time we'll see you on this broadcast, it'll be your birthday. So happy early birthday, sir. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
Absolutely. On the other side of this break, we'll have Hail Monkey Man in here to call the action with me. You're watching the NECC network here. Thank you so much, and we'll be right back. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Rocket League Nights of NECC on the NECC Network. Alongside Hell Monkey Man this time, my name is Bearlight Hell Monkey Man. Welcome to the booth for this next matchup.
I am glad to be here. I'm glad traffic let me get through, and I'm glad these cars out here are not too crazy on the pitch, but they are about to be able to ramp up to another notch. I saw a little bit of that emergent style, but I think we're here in Champions Division now.
That's correct. Champions White is the division we're in. NKU Varsity Black, which is a team that we've got to witness together and cast, and another one that I was able to watch as well. So both teams I've had the pleasure of watching already. The second one that NKU is matching up with is University of Ottawa Garnets. In the last week, actually, Hell Monkey Man, they moved to 4-0. This team looks incredibly strong, so they're looking to keep that perfect record. But remember, this is the Champions White division. We're talking about St. Clair Green in this division. We're talking about Northwood Blue, some impactful teams that they have to get past that they haven't faced off with yet. So another real test here in this one, but their test is yet to begin here in this season.
Yeah, and that's kind of a maybe a misnomer, but not really, because if you can take care of who you're supposed to beat, and then you really face the big dog at the end, it's kind of like setting yourself up for like a micro championship before the actual playoffs. So take care of what you're supposed to take care of right now, and if you beat everyone else, then all that's left is like kind of the mini boss and the boss at the end. So if they can do well here, they can continue on their campaign for success.
And JF Machine is one that you called out for NKU before because definitely an impactful player. Unfortunately, they dropped that matchup that we got to see, but they did pull off a win. They're sitting at 1-2 right now. And this team came out and really they found passing, but they got cut off just about every single time in the last time we saw them. So what are you telling your team here, Hell Monkey Man, to try to, get the defense to bites? Is that the strategy? What's your strategy going in here against a team that comes in 4-0 and at an all-time high confidence-wise?
I mean, if they're feeling it, if they're going at their pace, if they're dictating how the passing is going to go, if you're going to own the midfield, then you have to take that away from them. Maybe slow it down. You got to be able to try to bring it to the walls if you can. That becomes a slight bit more predictable, but then you can tilt the field on its side. You can keep it a little bit more unpredictable as much as you can, but make the pace of play to your game. Don't let them steal it away from you, because the more often they do that, the more often they cut off more of your opportunities, and then it's just going to become their game all day long.
University of Ottawa Garnets is going to be in orange, and we have NKU Black in blue. We are underway with game number 1, 5 minutes on the clock, and G Chan having to backtrack to his own goal line as that was a impactful kickoff for NKU right off the bat.
Oh yeah, they were already trying to be able to get on top, and that's one of those things that will really set the tone and pace of play. If you can get out early, then you can be able to take this out, but NKU, they are sent packing in a hurry. Gonna get a lot of these challenges as Claude is able to go to the near side corner. Immediately climbing the ladder, but losing possession. Hexkey is going to see if he can get a back pass, maybe be able to get a demo onto someone. And instead, Hexkey finds the graveyard, and we find a transition the other way in a hurry.
Yeah, and NKU going to try to strike on it, but that's before Hexkey got in the play and was able to kind of break things up. But JF Machine will play right back in. JF Machine likes to create those plays. He's definitely a playmaker type. And so if you are Ottawa in here, you're going to recognize that and try to jump on those passes. We'll see if they can. That's a shot just wide. Oh, they almost got to it. Gradster going to get a pop out and a big clear here for NKU as they're already under siege from this Ottawa offense.
But they were able to get out of it. That's one of the big keys. Find a way out. Just find a reason. Find a season to be yours. Claude, he's gonna be right over the midfield line. He's gonna be able to take this individual. He's got a flipper. He's got in his back pocket. He gets that flip, but Kills recognizes it. It doesn't matter because J-Chan able to come in and get the first score of this game.
J-Chan is one of those individuals who got a clip on the last one that I was able to witness, the last series in Coast to Coast. He's a playmaker, there's no doubt about it. In that case, though, that was a great setup by his team as they're able to put University of Ottawa up to this 1-0 scoreline off the hands of Claude, who did a great job to set up and facilitate that play. We've seen J-Chan do it himself. If his team is clicking, just imagine the amplification that would mean for this Ottawa side.
It really, the ceiling, the sky, the space is honestly the limit. You just continue to grow, and just like losing a balloon, it just keeps going up and up and up until maybe it loses some gas, and the gas that is there can be depleted by NKU, but not when they're getting knocked around. That's a triple commit. The second man wasn't there. An opportunity that is definitely gone, as Ottawa is going to be able to get themselves another chance. Oh, the lower 90, but bang! That's 2 for J-Chan.
JHN rocking the FaZe Clan car and playing like it too. He picks his spots and he puts it right where it belongs. 2-0, as that is some marksmanship shown on that shot. JHN with 2 early goals here is definitely the goal scorer per se. We'll continue that trend here as Kills try to work it out and get anything established here for MKU. As they look to get it to the side wall, but again, bested by JHN. That one's off the corner here, and plenty of room to work with, but missing. Serving as a fake here, as now it's NECC with a chance, but his shot gonna go just a little bit wide. Now NKU looking for any kind of space to breathe.
Ottawa is able to treat any kind of misstep as a possible fake, but we get a big old pinch, booming clear that eventually will come back. Actually, very rapidly comes back. NECC finds Claude in transition, but Claude is going to lose that boost. JHN will be the first to harass into this corner. He's going to rotate out, see what Kills can do. And so far, it's been a few baby steps for NKU. They've really been trapped on them on the half to half. They're trying to really come from wall to wall. We see a huge booming clear again past halftime. It's a 2-0 lead for Ottawa. And, we're going to have to really see if this turns into something. Big save. The option wasn't there. The shot keeps coming on, and a big demo will clear it up again.
The ball up for Kills as well, as he was trying to jump up on it, but Claude able to get to it. It'll be Gradster to play off this side wall. But NKU, yeah, they got a good clearing pass. I want to see a lot more of that as they do find their targets to try to get out of the zone, because EU Ottawa is waiting for it. As NECC trying to show off the skill in the air. JHN able to jump on this one. Lazily work its way back towards NKU nets. They will eventually jump on it, and now we'll try to work past, but Claude locates JHN the pass. Oh, the shot just wide, but a good attempt on that counterattack for EU Ottawa.
You see all 3 members of Ottawa Garnet just up on that line. We're looking for a pass. Kills, it goes off his nose, but something like that needs to be punishable. And what's been really good is you're starting to see a few of these NKU players definitely climbing the ladder, and they go for these challenges, and it's a save! My goodness, that one could have been able to cut this lead in half, and instead, it's already threatening to the other direction, and it won't, maybe. Yep, it's in. JHN, that's a hat trick for him.
Claude doing a great job on the defensive side, but look at JHN sit down right back to him. What a feed there from Claude. We can talk about his playmaking abilities all day long. That save on the goal line, stayed patient, worked it all the way down the field, and eventually it works in your favor. A 3-0, heavily one-sided game number 1 here.
It feels like there was brief moments, especially near here, where NKU started to really find their identity. Game number 1 of a series can really tell you who's ready at the beginning. But game number 2, as we'll be getting ready for, is about who's going to be able to tell the test of time and see if they're ready for competition. Gradster with a touch. It's going to go to that back wall. No read. They don't have to. The second man never appears. Kills has all of maybe 2 boosts. It's going to go to the backboard as it waterfalls down. You just don't have that pressing attack out of NKU that's really been personified by the likes of Ottawa over here.
Yeah, but now they do, as they've stepped up a couple of times. But you're right, until this moment in time. It was a little bit too late, though. At this point, as we're down to 20 seconds left in this game number 1, we'll go to EU Ottawa. But the steps in the right direction for MKU. They were up for passes early. And again, that's a recipe for success when you're reading your teammates, reading where their passes want to go, and communicating. When you have that connection happen, and that's how you really find the success for NKU. It took a little bit too long in this one, so they'll go down 3-0, perhaps one more. As Claude tried to sneak in another one, but they'll just kill it at this point, and EU Ottawa going up 1-0 in the series.
All right, so the attack that never stopped. You had NKU start off with a very quick kick, and maybe that was the only one that we really get to see in earnest, as the rest were them just kind of laying on their back end. And Claude and JHN, a connection that really just continued to click. JHN really finding any opportunity to be able to take something off of both Claude and NECC when they just kept rotating forward. And it's that forward lean. It's that trap. You get NKU just really stuck on their heels. And, we saw brief moments at the very end where, okay, they've established game number 1 is a wash. Game number 2 is where we're going to prepare. I just need to see that with more consistency going forward.
Yeah, and JHN with that hat trick, of course, the goal scorer on this one. But Claude, the way that they have that touch passing whenever they get down the field, you saw the 1-2, the give and go on a couple of occasions there. How do you stop that? For me, if I'm NKU, I'm stepping up into that play before it develops. I'm rotating back a little bit quicker and trying to get across before that can even develop in the first place. So that's going to require a bold move to kind of work horizontally when typically you want to work vertically to get back to your own net. You want to kind of backtrack, and when you're on that backtrack process, perhaps, cut up the play. Otherwise, if that passing is clicking, and those quick passes that find one another, that's so hard to stop. You have to shut it down before it even starts.
You have to be faster. You got to think faster. You got to be that i9 CPU. You can't be i3. You can't. No. It got to be like quintuple octa-core, whatever amount that can turn into processing-wise. All I know is that my brain's on an i1. So these guys, they got to think faster. They got to be stronger. They got to go bigger, and they got to go home with some points. Didn't get to see anything on the side of NKU. Already get to have a strike early here, and I need to see them challenge more often without it being something negative to their defense. Whew. Shot that one will come, but the pressure's still here.
And right back into their faces. This is a great shot from JF Machine to get up there before it developed, like we were talking about with Hexkey. Was looking for a Claude. Couldn't really do much with it, so it'll be J-Chan right back up for it. And he's got plenty of room to work with. Gets the flip, reset, and goes up and over. J-Chan, what a shot! 1-0 for you, Ottawa.
You know, all three of his goals were assisted in the previous game. This one, he's like, you know what? You're going to give me free space? All right. I'll treat it like a 1-on-2, more like a 1-on-none. He goes out there and is able to just get a flip reset, buries it in the goal the first 40 seconds. I mean, if there was NKU needing to realize what they must shut down, it's J-Chan, and it's that kind of shooting.
FaZe Clan decal on the card as well. Call him FaZe Chan. I don't know where it's going with that. But anyways, he's been absolutely tiny. Big yikes on that one. Go ahead, strike that one for the record, please. Regardless, they look really good. Claude will look to get a 50. We'll hang it into the zone here for executed the next touch. Gillis will push right back out to Gradster. Does get a touch here. Going to try to reach Ichin and almost did. Prompts did that anticipation, but just a little bit wide on that challenge.
Xkey able to climb the ladder quicker. J-Chan, he's going to be cut off by Gradster, and I need to see more of that. We started seeing that develop first by the likes of Kills. He was able to kill a few extra attempts as they did float over. Oh, you can't leave that open net. This is a chance. J-Chan, easy put back. And this guy, he's been able to score 5 goals himself between 2 separate games.
Yeah, that hat trick to start things off and just following up with it. Placement on shots, and that'll be the difference here. When you get the defense really panicking, working side to side, and you isolate them in their own nets, and you can pick your spots like J-Chan can, that's a problem for NKU. They'll have to solve, and they had a good sequence to start things off on the offense 30 seconds into this one, Hail Monkey Man, but since then they've been shut down by this Ottawa Garnett side that has been really effective, really efficient in their movements as well, and maybe a chance here though as NKU try to develop it, but again, right back in the zone here for Ottawa, and this is how you control the pace, this is how you control the game.
When the quietest player on your team, Hexkey, is able to set up that kind of play, you know that you have a strong squad. But when you can see a transition the other direction, then you know you have a chance. Kill sees Gradster. Gradster never gives up. And they finally find the smallest open gap to double tap that one and cut this lead in half.
Yeah, that was well executed. Down the field with a purpose. Found the right passing play, the right exact angle that Gradster needed in order to follow up on the play. It's one thing to get it past, in the vicinity of a teammate, but to put it in the exact spot they need in order to create that double touch was something else to watch. Actually, a really solid play there from NKU, and hopefully will spark a little bit of confidence in the meantime.
It does look like they are starting to rotate a little bit better. They're getting a little bit more physical, and they are getting in the face of when winning these challenges. Kills and Hexkey. One against one another. It's going to be Claude who takes that first connection. There is no boost, and Hexkey was going to try and take up some shepherding of this ball. That pass is very well telegraphed, so J-Chan is able to intercept it, kills to the corner one more time. He's going to leave that boost, realizes Gradster has nothing, probably a comms call out. Now they're sent rotating. Kills with a midfield boost. Claude with a continuation. Hexkey, he's got to leave it, and now they're sent on retreat.
And now it's JF Machine that's going to try to get up to it. Look at J-Chan ready for it, but put right back into the zone. But that is support there for Ottawa. Skills will put another shot on, so they're not quite out of harm's way. Yeah, Machine another touch, but right into the hands of Hexkey, and they will clear. Ottawa definitely handled that a little bit of a scare, but they handled it well.
Oh, they did. Never panicked. They sent a man immediately to go challenge. They didn't leave anyone on the ground. They did posture for the next two to be able to go to the back wall and the opposite side post. It was good. And this one's turning to another opportunity. NKU, they're rushing down the field. They get Claude up onto that next side corner, but JF Machine, he buries it into the grass. NECC, he has to call for reinforcements. J-Chan to Claude. Back to J-Chan. Oh, it's cut off. The Machine himself, the gears are turning. They're well oiled, but they have to be able to strike soon, and they do. It's 2-2. Grazster bowls it in.
And see, that's the difference here, Hell Monkey Man. I told you, J-Chan and Claude trying to go back and forth with the passing, but they cut it off, and no other than JF Machine, who we talked about before this series even began. And he's rolling with it now. Tie ball game. That difference is jumping into that play and causing havoc before it can even begin. And yes, NKU has finally come to life.
They have. They are neck and neck with this Titan. They are 4-0, but they have to be able to take down every single monster in their way. NKU started as one of those kind of level 1 beasts that you see in the starter zone, and they're now starting to evolve. Grazster is going to chase it from the down play over here, and Hexkey's just trying to be able to harass it if he can. Claude stays with the play. See if they can keep it on the offensive half with 45 seconds remaining. NKU has to maintain this kind of momentum. Kills in a bad situation, but he beats the 1-on-3.
And has 14 boosts to work with as well to try to get a challenge, but J-Chan beat him to it. But no harm done, as Grazster will have 20 in his back pocket. But didn't do much with it here, as the 50 will work back down, and 30 seconds remaining on the clock. And now dead even, NKU with the next push. Kills, gets a 50, it's on the goal line. Oh my, they get back to it. And J-Chan gonna work it out for Hexkey. Knocking on the door is NKU, but they have to be careful here on the counterattack. They'll settle down. Or will they? Claude tries to find Hexkey. Good job from JF Machine yet again to get a giant clear here. We play down to 4 seconds left in a demo. Perhaps a bump coming as well, but Grazster read it all the way. They'll let it hit the ground, and we have overtime in game number 2.
Very surprising considering what we saw in game 1, and Grazster very patient. That's a shot on target, and they catch him sleeping. JF Machine, it took 3 seconds, sending 2. They beat their 2, and they're able to take this to a tied series. Wow.
Off the car of no other than JF Machine, who has been a clear leader for NKU on their comeback effort here. It feels like a comeback effort, but really they were only down 1 game. This is a very even series, and it felt like a very one-sided view Ottawa matchup here in game number 1. But since then, NKU coming to life. Grazster with a couple of goals there. We didn't really call his name enough, as they he was really piecing things together, and GF Machine, of course, with the clutch goal there, and set up a couple of goals of his own. So he's looking pretty good. NKU looking pretty good, and definitely a clutch comeback effort, as U Ottawa was up 2-0 to begin this game.
Man, that was a way that you really shut down a team that has so much offense. I mean, they were just kind of giving up grass. So much territory was under control from U of Ottawa, and they had that in game number 1. They just kept shooting. Eventually, if you take a plethora of shots, you'll be able to shut down and break through. NKU finally cut down on those, really play to be able to get the counter, play to be able to get in the face of a lot of these intercepting, very acute level passing plays, and that gave them so many chances and another to go to OT and then win it on a surprise hit. Got to be able to do that again and really dictate the pace of this game.
Yeah, U Ottawa seemed like they were dictating the pace. In fact, I think I made a comment about it, in that game number 2, which ended up dropping here. And that's all about consistency and hanging with it. If I were to pick my guess, I think U Ottawa recovers in this game number 3, but that's why we play the games. We will shortly find out as we head down to the pitch for this game number 3. Actually, we'll try to get it away from kills, but it was unsuccessful. So now it'll be Claude trying to play it across to J-Chan. A risky back pass here, but a chain of 3 passes, and J-Chan was allowed the opportunity to hop here, and they will have the transition play. And a 50 will play back into the zone here for U Ottawa.
Really have to minimize J-Chan's effect on this team. Otherwise, they're going to be able to take so many extra shots. And now under duress, Grazster. Oh, he gets thrown. That was like a jump scare. Hexkey comes out of nowhere. I know it's spooky season, but I only have 1 heart. Oh, and this one will find its way in. Woo, Bear, I'm still recovering. My goodness.
Yeah, and the orange team as well.
Yeah.
Let's talk about sticking with the times, right? Perfect. Holiday season call there, 1-0 for U Ottawa. That's been the way to bounce back from that loss. A giveaway almost, it felt like, for NKU popping out on top. And so 1-0 for U Ottawa. That's because we'll look to press back in, but Claude right back down the field. We'll try to get that touchback down off the corner to J-Chan. The combination strikes again, but Kills denies it before it reaches the goal line.
Kills played the hidden player play. He was able to be on the stripes, didn't know where he was, and I thought that had been able to make that perfect eye of the needle threaded through. Instead, we find ourselves in a big clear. Kills going one-on-one. He gets it away from Claude, but it will arc way high over. J-Chan, the opposite side corner, looking for another chance. It goes out to the midfield, and it's now over to an option, but instead, Kills is very defensively postured. He will dodge a demo at the goal line, as now all of Ottawa on the attack. You see them all in this half, which means the transitional point is in the back. You get JF Machine. He's looking for it. Center up. No, it doesn't find middle mass of the net. Now a one-on-one. Grasser gets challenged. NECC will bury it away.
That's just staying focused on the play. An easy tap in after just strong arming Gradster, who didn't have much of a choice there, to be honest. Didn't have help behind, just tried to play it to the corner. Was not able to do so because NECC just read it all the way. And you're in a compromising position there. Back and so you, Ottawa, will enjoy the 2-0 lead. But remember, Hill Monkey Man, that's what we said in game number 2 as well.
Oh, yeah. And they had 2, then they suffered 3 in a row. And so they're going to be trying to really get some insurance. But you know what? NECC, he was asleep in game number 1, did everything he needed to do behind the J-Chan show. Well, Claude, he continues to be the guy that sets up his teammates and allows them to go take shots on net.
That's all about adjustments to you, Hill Monkey Man, because NKU definitely read you, Ottawa, as far as, you know, the quick back and forth passing that you, Ottawa, wanted to establish. But NKU, since then, has not been able to adjust to you, Ottawa, who's dropping it back to the third man, aka the one that's on your screen right now, NECC. And was able to find that goal. Maybe another one as this one's heading back towards the net, and sure enough, it'll find its way in. Credited is J-Chan all the way from his own end. It'll be 4-0.
Gradster, can't tell if that was a very lateral rotation. I think he and JF Machine were kind of really spread out because there was no super stack. Usually you have someone kind of floating around that midfield line right at the crosshair where the ball spawns in, but instead everyone was very lateral. They're trying to go for that forward press, and you feel that whenever you're like, all right, we're down by multiples, deep multiples, and now even worse multiples. We're not even at the half point of game number 3, and this looks like Ottawa back to their regular identity and definitely taking advantage of a few key mistakes developing out of NKU.
Yeah, as NKU tries to make their adjustments, you, Ottawa, does as well, realizing that they're pressing forward, trying to get that 3-0 margin down a little bit, and maybe caught with their pants down a little bit. As you, Ottawa, was able to just kind of jump on it. Not able to do much with this one as Kills back out of the zone. Both Gradster and JF Machine were waiting for it. Luckily, the communication allowed them to get an opportunity to play back in the zone, but it's only temporary. As it'll be J-Chan that misses, though. A little bit of a rare miss there, but no harm done. They do have to be careful as NECC will try to backtrack and misses the touch as well. So now JF Machine will miss and J-Chan back out. So both ways, a bit of missed opportunity.
And J-Chan didn't have much in the way of boost. That one had a little bit too much speed, trying to very quickly work it from side to side. West Coast style, trying to go from one half to the next. Now as they work more of a lateral press, trying to get more longitudinal if they can. Oh, okay, JF Machine's sticking with the play. No one is there. Claude is gonna be able to pick it up. And you just see this extended pressure, but this is burning a lot of time off the clock. They cannot afford this, especially if it's for nothing. If you're gonna be able to have a chance of bringing this back, you have to score probably only within the next 10 to 15, unless we get a few extra surprise pinches, but this is probably the one that Ottawa's looking to be able to ice out.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment, as they kill even more time here with the big clear. And, you know, when the aggression has been amping up as well, that doesn't make it easy. So, we'll strategize here from you, Ottawa, as they'll look to bring it to match points. And maybe another goal here, too. Claude off the back wall, and NECC gonna clean it up. It'll be 5-0 now.
I think it was Gradster in the net, and JF Machine and Kills just it's like playing chicken in the pool at your friend's place, and they're just on each other's shoulders holding each other, and it didn't really play out. That's me falling and splashing in, and Gradster left like, what guys, what's going on? 5-0, under a minute remaining. Okay, Ottawa, they're able to really take advantage when they can. They're able to make these forward presses, and they're looking to go up 2-1 in this series in a big way.
Yeah, just exposing the defense here is another touchdown. You can just tell them they have an eye for one another, the feel for one another. You can tell that they've been playing together for a while. And if not, I mean, it feels that way. So definitely keep with it. They've got a solid roster, but Gradster showing off a little bit of his skill. So although they will inevitably drop to 1-2 in this series against you, Ottawa, at least a little bit of a highlight in the meantime. That's a nice shot.
I think JF Machine tackled J-Chan. There can be only one J on the pitch. And, well, I mean, there can be two, but he's trying to make a point. And the point is Ottawa is still majorly in control here. J-Chan looking for a redirect. It will bounce out. Gradster trying to get a little bit physical. He will find J-Chan. Maybe there is only one J left on the pitch at this point. Flip reset, maybe one. He's able to force it forward, but as time ticks down, we're looking towards game number 4, but Gradster, nice little dunk.
There it is. All right, he's showing up too, and JF Machine kind of started that play off a little bit. Not sure what the Musty was trying to accomplish, but then, the 50 kind of worked outward, bumped out to the middle. And so Kills will take, or Gradster will take that one. And we'll bring it back within 3. Again, 16 seconds remaining. So this is what happened in game number 1 as well. To 1-2, that transition where Ottawa kind of fell off a little bit. NKU, when they get firing, they're a dangerous team. The thing is, consistency hasn't quite been there, so they'll have a lot to prove here as they will be match point against, and Ottawa jumps to 2-1 in the series.
And that's you were saying consistency. They found a way to be a little bit more aggressive and be able to be a little bit more challenging in the way of Ottawa's passing. And I think they really kind of took that to the next level, but to a level that was detrimental to their back line. They quite often, they found the ball going over their heads. And if you do that, you got to have a good recovery. If you're not faster than your opponent, which they proved, it's kind of more of a 65-35 Ottawa with advantage on that one, that they have to get them more in a 50-50 situation than being faster than them completely.
NKU looking to jump back, which they have done before previously, but coming out the 5-2 loss, going to be a little bit tough to do so. NKU Black, of course, trying to turn things around here, is they've had a little bit of misfortune throughout the season, but now's your time to prove yourself. Ottawa, again, this is one of their biggest challenges they'll have, and more challenges ahead of them. So Ottawa doing great things in order to take on a team like St. Clair Green, to take on a team like Northwood Blue. These are teams that you're gonna have to match up with it eventually, and of course in the playoffs if you make it that far. But steps in the right direction. J-Chan has been absolutely impactful throughout the entirety of this series, and then the last time I saw them as well, Claude has really stepped up his game since the last time I saw them as well. So you can just feel the team kind of piecing it together. It's been really exciting to watch too. But the first goal in this one is going to go to NKU. It's off the hood of Kills, and he'll give them the lead.
Ooh, J-Chan, he was going to try and bring that to the lower side of the wall, but that bounce had a lot of velocity on it, and what a way to hunt. JF Machine, I believe, was able to get that touch and moved over, and so you know what? Look for opportunities when they present themselves, create them when you can. Early score, and you're all the better for it.
No doubt. That's what you want, of course. And J-Chan will play right back out, and this is a team that likes to answer. We'll see if they can answer back here. It's Hexkey already up for it in a shot. JF Machine read it all the way. Great save. They'll try to transition, and Gills has some room to work with. But that's before Hexkey comes across and disrupts the play. And Ottawa's known for that type of rotation. They'll try to use the back wall, but no member of Ottawa, or NKU rather, was ready for that one. They'll push back down the field. JF Machine pass over to Gradster, but cut off by Hexkey.
And JF Machine starting to really find his next gear. He's honestly coming to this game with a purpose. This opening minute, he's been challenging. He's been trying to roll downfield, trying to get some of these passes. Gradster, from the outside angle, comes in a hurry. I don't think Ottawa's ready for this next step. They've been able to outplay them, outspeed them, and that shot was hot.
That was an A to B. So quick. So quick off the hood of that car. Great read there from Gradster. As he's got to put on his show here, Hill Monkey, man.